Shooter Shell's rivals stood over him as he lay on the ground, suffering from multiple bullet wounds, and took turns shooting him in the face.
God!
The hit was so gruesome, he took a picture of Shooter Shell's horribly disfigured face and posted it to Reddit. Just 9 days after the release of Godfather, Shooter Shells allegedly caught his fifth body when he hit Big Wet, Lil Wet's father,
Just
death
got
of
out of jail, I don't
150, where he brutally disrespected G Herbo and the 150 Dream Team, with the 150 shirt being burned on camera during the video. While Shooter was locked up, G Herbo had called him out and dissed him in some of his songs, and in response, Shooter Shells rapped in Death of 150 that if he ever saw G Herbo, he would put him on the news and have a college kid making videos about him.
These exotic boys, smoke exotic ops. You ain't heard about murder boys, we got exotic glocks. Tied to pull up real fast, with a lot of shots. Bitch, I'm feeling just like Mac, I got a lot of guap.
What up, Mula gang? It's your boy Mac Mula, aka Mr. Mula Mac. I'm back with another video. Y'all know how we rockin', man. Cloud stocking, man. Keep the cushion in my pocket, man. Listen, check it out. Oh, phone them. Hey, shorty, we turned up. Oh, we turned up on the guys, man. Make sure y'all tap in all my channels. Links in the description. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. On phone them is bustin'. Tap into my mentorship so I can show you how to get rich. And tap into my code line, shorty, because this new collection is on the way, ski, and it's bustin' on my dear man. So, yeah, y'all just wait on it. Just wait on it. We got that thunky on us right here, right now. Oh no, we got that lighter on us right here, right now. We finna flame it up. All the guys, we finna watch this video together. Together.
One morning in July 2017, Cedron Doles, better known by his rap name, Shooter Shells, was getting into his car on the south side of the Auburn Gresham neighborhood of Chicago when all of a sudden, 3 of his opponents jumped out of their cars and shot him in what has come to be known by many as one of the most gruesome hits ever taken place in Chicago.
What year this was?
Decade. Shooter Shell's rivals stood over him as he lay on the ground, suffering from multiple bullet wounds, and took turns shooting him in the face.
God!
The hit was so gruesome, even the FBI got involved.
Pause. Listen, I have a mentorship called the Mula membership where I'm going to teach you how to get rich with business, YouTube, crypto, stocks, financial literacy, credit, every single way. Now, I became a millionaire by the time I was 23 years old. I'm going to teach you step by step for only $50. Click the first link in the description right now and get added to my group chat where I'm going to give you one-on-one help to make sure you get rich in 2024. Click it right now. Stop tweaking because we got very limited spots and I don't want you to miss this bag.
It was revealed that one of the prime suspects in the hit was No Limit member Chris Jackson, better known as Mad Max. After being released due to insufficient evidence, Mad Max
he got
was
let off
also
of that?
hit in 2018.
The
day was July 10th, 2017, and at around 9:30 a.m., Shooter Shells was getting into his car
high school
in the Southside Auburn Gresham neighborhood in Chicago. Sadly, he never made it inside. For just as he was about to get in, 3 men got out of a white Nissan Altima and shot him several times in the middle of the street in broad daylight. After he had fallen down, the shooters stood over him and took turns shooting him in the face a total of 18 times.
God!
A witness to the crime.
All of them was in the face? They stood over him and hit him 18 times with bullets in the face? Imagine the nightmares they have. Yeah, dreams about that crazy right there. That nigga probably, oh my God, I'm not even trying to be funny, but that nigga brains is probably 3 blocks up. His ear was probably 3 blocks the other way. Teeth was probably all over. Like, that is crazy, folks. But I ain't gonna lie, he made, like, I don't remember exactly the situation, but I remember he made a disrespectful diss song to No Limit now, like right before he died, like real soon. And I remember waking up and everybody, you know, I had just graduated high school, so I'm still tapped in. I'm still knowing my everybody sending me that on Twitter. Like, the whole Chicago sent me that on Twitter for real.
Took a picture of Shooter Shell's horribly disfigured face and posted it to Reddit.
Yeah, I don't know why they took that picture.
Through the entire rap community. Later, police would recover more than 40 shell cases at the scene,
near his
even
body.
without knowing details of the gang-related context that led to the gruesome hit. The cops knew this was no ordinary hit. was personal.
They wanted
Most
to get
of the
help.
time, when rappers get taken out as a result of gang-related issues, the cases are handled by the state police department. But this time,
like
due
that
to the
happen, boy, the
grisly
FBI
nature
come.
of the crime
Oh,
and
God.
Shooter Shell's alleged involvement in several other hits throughout the city, the feds had to get involved, even filing a court order to search the victim's iPhone 7, which was found in his pocket after the hit. In the days following the brutal incident, it was alleged that Shooter Shell's location had been given away by one of his street rivals, which is how his assailants had supposedly found him. But this was never officially confirmed. Following the hit, several police documents started getting leaked on Reddit, in which it was mentioned that Mad Max, whose real name is Chris Jackson from No Limits Gang, was one of the suspects in the horrifying shooting. According to leaked police documents, Mad Max had originally been booked for having a gun with the defaced serial number, but the feds eventually let him go when they couldn't find anything else on him. With no other solid leads, the authorities looked back to Shooter Shell's last months alive to find out what could have led to his demise. In 2016, Shooter Shells was released from jail after spending a year and a half on the inside after his girlfriend allegedly snitched on him to the cops. Consented to have her house searched, where they ended up finding many of Shooter's guns. As soon as he was released, he went on a mission to avenge his fallen friend, Black Mob Scoobs, who was hit in 2014 by Yogi ABK, while Shooter Shells was locked up on a separate charge. In 2016, Shooter Shells allegedly took out Yogi ABK on the 7400 block of South Shore Drive in broad daylight. You would think that after spending years in prison and committing a hit that could put him away for life, Shooter Shells would have spent some time laying low. But instead of keeping quiet, he immediately went on to release his song, Pac-Man, which includes several lyrics where he disses Yogi ABK and mentions his wrongdoings, such as
Yogi ABK, where they from?
Always sip this Kobe. Then in early
Kobe,
2017,
I know Kobe he talking about, I'm pretty sure Kobe he talking about Herb Kobe, No Limit Kobe, that died. That's one of G Herbo's homies that's from, you know, over there on S68 and
Shooter dropped his song Godfather, where his lyrics once again implied that he hit Yogi ABK as revenge for what he did to Scoobs. Not yet satisfied with the amount of damage he had caused the No Limits gang, just 9 days after the release of Godfather, Shooter Shells allegedly caught his fifth body when he hit Big Wet, Lil Wet's father. Considering all he did after his release from prison, it's not hard to see why everyone in No Limits wanted him gone. But wasn't even close to done. Things reached their boiling point on April 6th, 2017, when Shooter Shells released his infamous track, Death of 150.
Death of 150, that's what it was. I remember that picture like it was yesterday. I remember, like, just like they sent a picture of when he got killed, like the whole Chicago was talking about this song when it popped. You know what I'm saying? Because 2017, that's like I said, that's when I had just graduated high school. So I'm 18 at the time and turning 19 and but I just remember this summer was a crazy summer. This whole summer was jam-packed with a lot of niggas getting smoked, a lot of happening in the rack with the wars and all that. Like, it was cracking on bro. And I was spending a lot of time over east during this time, because my homie mama lived on Yates. I think it was the next block over from Essex. So Herb and them, they from 79th and Essex. We was on 79th and Yates, I believe. It was the next block over from Essex. I know that though for sure. And the east side was cracking. Like, the amount of times the police was f***ing with us, the amount of times where it was just so much going on at that time, for like I guess it's because these niggas had just got out of jail. I don't know.
Where he brutally disrespected G Herbo and the 150 Dream Team, with the 150 shirt being burned on camera during the video. While Shooter was locked up, G Herbo had called him out and dissed him in some of his songs, and in response, Shooter Shells rapped in Death of 150 that if he ever saw G Herbo, he would put him on the news and have a college kid making videos about him. The release of Death of 150 was a huge moment in Shooter Shells' life, whereas most of his other videos getting about 100 to 200K views on YouTube. Death of 150 went insanely viral and had reached over 8 million views to this day. In the streets of Chicago, or Chirac, as it's often called, due to the unrelenting viciousness, Death of 150 created even more polarization between the different gangs, with people choosing sides between G Herbo and Shooter Shells. With his popularity skyrocketing after death of 150, Shooter Shells didn't exactly shy away from the limelight and started releasing more and more music, even confessing that he had hit 5 people in Real Ones. Then, just a few days after the release of Real Ones, Iman Vision would drop an interview with him where Shooter mentioned that his recent disses against G Herbo were meant as retaliation for when G Herbo had disrespected him, especially on his 2014 song, I'm a Boss, where he rapped the lyrics, I see Shooter, blam the 8. According to Shooter Shells, things turned very personal with G Herbo after the release of that song on September 2014. In the interview with Iman Vision, he also mentioned that he and G Herbo had been rivals since middle school when their respective schools would fight each other on the street, and as they got older, the conflict escalated into a full-on.
You see what I mean? Like, this is what I be saying. This is a lot of shit like Chicago too. Like, a lot of just be dumb as shit. Like, what you mean? What you mean? Y'all middle schools was fighting, then y'all got into it, then y'all got older, and now y'all real ops. But that's how that'll be. It sounds stupid as f, but that's how a lot of happens in Iraq. Oh, my school ain't like even, gang. You know how many niggas I was into it with, or almost got into it with, because I went to Kenwood and they went to King, and Kenwood and King was rivals, and we didn't like each other. You know how many times fights and broke out and niggas really got hurt at these basketball and these football games because these two schools was rivals, so we didn't like them. And I'm looking back on it like, what the f I don't like y'all for? Cause we talking about basketball? So we fighting because, like, gang, on bro. And do you know how many niggas that try you on some lame shit? You know how many lame niggas that see you, know you go to Kenwood, know you go to this school, they go to this school, so now they want to fight. So now we 15 fighting. I turned 19, somebody tired of fighting. You know what I'm saying? Somebody done got shot at this time. Now it's a whole big war over nothing.
Disturbingly, he also mentioned that he had also recently been messaged by hundreds of No Limits members and fans on social media saying that he would be the next one gone. Tragically, the threat soon became a reality.
Fist fights turned to gunshots, you feel me, gunplay, and he just so happened to be a part of them, you feel me? So that's how it came about. It don't never be about no money though. It wasn't really about no money, you feel me? Just
wasn't about nothing.
G Herbo would go live on Instagram, running around in the streets of Chicago, teasing his opponents by revealing his location. But when some of his viewers started making comments on his live stream about Shooter Shells, G Herbo lost his temper and went into a full-on rant, screaming at his viewers to stop making incriminating comments and get off his page.
I'm in the rack right now. I'm downtown. Gonna take y'all 2 hours to get right here.
I remember this live.
My baby on the pitch. Oh, she got the VVS dress, all VVS that.
A couple of months later, in the song 4 Minutes of Hell, G Herbo would drop an extremely disrespectful diss aimed at Shooter Shells. In the song, Herbo raps that Shooter never made any money in his life and now can't even think back on his choices because he had no head left, a direct reference to the grisly crime that ended his life. Sadly, G Herbo wasn't the only one to throw shade at the memory of the fallen Shooter Shells. Even Lil Bibby from No Limits, who Shooter Shells had mentioned in his interview with Zach TV, was one of the only men from No Limits that he respected because he had never dissed him or his gang directly. Went on to sing in his song, Crack Baby. Last one who dissed the gang, his brains was all sloppy.
You gotta be living in a certain area to go to a certain school.
Certain districts and shit.
That's where they was from, and they was all going to this school. That's where we was from. We was all going to this school, and motherfuckers get into it with them, and motherfuckers be fighting them. So as we got older, the shit escalated. Her stayed on our shit. Like he'll tell you, he stayed on 74th and Kingston. You feel me? But he wasn't really on that shit. You feel me? Even if he was on that, motherfucker ain't make it seem like it was dead when they sentenced. You feel me? Then he started going to Hyde Park or whatever. You feel me? We was going to CVS and South Shore.
Even though Shooter was one of the Black Mob's most dangerous hitmen, things didn't exactly calm down after his passing. In fact, the gang war continued at full speed, with G Slim from No Limits being hit just a few days later. The next year, in 2018, Mad Max, one of the alleged shooters in the Shooter Shells incident, was gunned down as he was standing outside of his mother's apartment in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. As he mentioned in his interview with Zach TV, Shooter Shells lost his mother, father, and brother at a very young age and had to learn how to mature in the streets by himself. With that kind of a past, it's impossible to expect a man to make good choices, especially considering the environment he grew up in.
Man, I've been through a lot in my life, man. My OG passed when I was like 11. My pops died when I was like 9.
Hold on, bro. Yo.
It's a lot, you feel me? You know,
OG is mama.
Issue, you feel me? It's all type of shit, you feel me? Motherfuckers going on, and they like, and then to come to this shit, you feel me? All that street shit, that's a lot. A motherfucker gotta mature. You gotta mature fast. You gotta grow. You gotta take care of yourself out here.
Still, it's sad to see how.
Oh, and by the way, the video's not fast forwarded. No. This is just how we talking about it. We talk fast. Y'all ain't know this. Y'all ain't never seen that. Y'all ain't never figured that out. Oh, for the grade. This is how much get. You know.
Made it out of the
we talk
vicious
fast.
cycle, took his family and instead ended up becoming a pawn in it. Since his passing, it's often said that even if Shooter hadn't been hit, he would have probably ended up spending a big part of his life in prison once the legal consequences of his many crimes caught up with him. But whatever the case, it's horrible to see someone be taken out like he was, even though it's been almost
I ain't gonna lie,
18
times in the face is crazy. That's a crazy. That's a crazy. And they really released a whole picture of this nigga head blew off. I don't know what kind of sick, crazy motherfucker you gotta be to walk up on a victim on the floor, gone, stretched, head blown off, and you pull your phone out and take a picture of it? No. And post it on Instagram? No.